现在就是全台湾的台风日，但是首先我要跟你们分享美国现在发生的飓风太可怕。
Being ripped through the state, unleashing torrential downpours and catastrophic mudslides.
Hard to come and look at. You know what I mean? This is your whole life right here. And it's old building to somebody, but to us, this is our life.
Right now is 11 o'clock a.m., October 2nd, and the entirety of Taiwan is shut down for the incoming typhoon.
Then work its way across the center of Taiwan, heading northeast.
有机会打破60年以来6都观测到最大的强风的记录。
And it just so happens that over the past few days, a Category 4 hurricane struck through southern part of the United States, going through Florida, heading northwards, and has been known to have biblical destruction. So while all of us are here in Taiwan having shut down, no school, no work, I want to spend some time talking more about the hurricane that has gone through the United States, through Florida, the effect it has had, and just the magnitude of how big this storm really is. Hurricanes, 飓风, and typhoons, 台风, they're all just weather phenomenons called tropical cyclones, and it has to do with its location. In the northern Atlantic, central North Pacific, and eastern North Pacific, the term hurricane is used. Meanwhile, the same type of disturbance in the northwest Pacific is called a typhoon. So first off, let's look at what we know about Hurricane Helene and what it has done to the United States. 所以目前都是在美国东部6个州，那这个州都是 Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Georgia, and Alabama. 总共有166个人死。And this number is continually growing. They don't know. Many people are missing, and has really been a tragedy for many. Parts of the Gulf Coast have been decimated. Now, officials estimate that over 90% of the homes in Keaton Beach, which is a part of Florida, are gone. These are people's houses. These are people's property. 40, 50 years, generations of stuff have just been wiped out from a storm. Now, the storm also took its path from Florida all the way up to Georgia, South Carolina. Along the path, there are hundreds and hundreds of roads. 在北卡，他们现在就是在面对历史性最严重的洪水。Officials, the estimated damages are exceeding $35 billion. Helene has been rated as the second biggest land hurricane that has hit the United States in the past 50 years.
This is an unprecedented storm, and it's causing us to have an unprecedented response.
He could only describe as a post-apocalyptic landscape.
This is the city of Asheville in the western mountains of North Carolina, 2,000 feet above sea level and hundreds of miles away from the nearest coastline. But such was the force of Hurricane Helene that nowhere in its path was safe.
那这个应该是我看过最感动的画面，就是这个 news anchor 他在那边报道的时候，就有发现车上有一个人，其实车里面有一个人。
Man, it's a situation. We will get back to you in a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can help this lady out a little bit more, you guys. I'll be back.
所以他有进去水里面，抱着那个女生，带她去安全的地方。
Bob was doing a live shot for Fox and Friends. That's who he was talking to while he was hearing that lady scream in the background. He had already called EMS. He had already called 911. And then this is video of Bob pulling her out. Bob is over 6 feet tall. He's like 6'4". And you can see that the water is up to his chest, and he has her on her back.
As I've mentioned, right now here in Taiwan, it is a typhoon day, 台风日，大家都是停班停课。Because coming from the southern part of Taiwan, 现在就是在台南的南部，应该快到高雄。There is a typhoon ready to come up and make its way. Now, this typhoon already started its path in the southern part of the oceans. It's already made its way through Philippines and already did a wreck there. And although I'm filming this on the typhoon day, the days prior, With the storm surrounding it, it already started to do some damage to Taiwan, including tunnels, roads, and many other areas.
平隧道苏花网和人也有驾驶胆战心惊，因为开一开就看到猛烈的泥水瀑布，推土机忙着在隧道口。
是我生活过得太幸福了吧？我来自美国中部 ，We are landlocked， 没有海，没有台风，没有飓风。我们也来自一个没有龙卷风的地方 ，so really really safe. Therefore, I never had to worry about 这些风。So it's actually been a blessing. And when I moved to Taiwan, 我搬到这边都是搬到彰化，还有大家知道中部其实比较没有那么严重的境况。So I've never really had to experience 一个很严重的台风、飓风。Now 我还记得我第一次搬到台湾的时候，都是有一个台风来了。那时候都是一个很开心。美国中部人要去面对这个稍微的洪水 ，and 我那天都是要去健身房，所以我骑了我脚踏车，整条路都是有这么深的水，我觉得特别有趣。So I remember just 在那边骑我脚踏车，应该骑了30几分钟，终于到了健身房，才发现关了。The question comes if you are facing a hurricane, 飓风、台风、龙卷风。What do you do? Just stay inside, do not go outside. Things will fly off. You can see signs, poles, just anything. And that could be very deadly. And then I was wondering, can you swim in these waters? Okay? So 我看了这些美国台风这些画面，大家都是站在他们的房子上面，他们为什么不会游泳到另外一个地方？我后来才发现，洪水的时候千万不要去那边游泳。有几个原因，第一个就是那个水其实有很多种度 ，if it be chemicals, gasoline, oil， 其实那些东西进去你身体其实非常的危险。第二个就是在那个水里面，the current 那个水流，在深的地方可以很快，其实会有树，会有其他东西 ，things will be flying in that water。那个水的危险性其实蛮高了，最好的就是留在那个地方。So actually, one of the worst things, I was watching a video of this, and there is a family that was on their roof, and there's video footage, and the rescue teams couldn't make it in time, and they were going, and they were chilling on the roof. They had kids, and the roof eventually collapsed under them, and they ended up drowning. And it was it's one of those things, if they got in the water to swim, it's inevitable that they wouldn't have made it. The currents, the things that are in the water.But then their only safety was a rooftop, and it collapsed. And these kind of things just make you reevaluate life, right? So definitely a sad occurrence. And it's crazy. Once again, sometimes I'm just mind-boggled that we live in the 21st century. We can fly to the moon. We can do this, but we can't stop a hurricane. 另外一个可怕的就是所有的美国房子都是用木头盖的，因此你看这种的画面都是很多房子的木头分散到那边，都是一层木头一层房子。It is something you don't really want to swim through. 危险性很高，清洁很难。然后你可以看这个，全部房子都是在水下面。
If you live on the water, sometimes you're going to live in the water.
It's coming up at a pretty quick pace. We just hit high tide.
This is a worst-case scenario for Cedar Key. Completely destroyed by that water brought in by Hurricane Helene.
Thank you so much for watching this short little news piece I wanted to give to you. 那第二个是我要知道，因为最近都要做一些这种的报告、新闻之类的东西。像我之前说了，我最近真的很认真在去研究，还有参观一下这个美国的选举。这个美国的选举事情是你们想看多一点，或是听到我一个美国人的想法、看法，请在留言跟我分享。还有另外一个就是你们对于台风、飓风任何特别的境况或是故事， 请在留言跟我们分享。